Hello and welcome to Off the Track. Today we are speaking to a new driver, Oliver Stewart, the number 17 for the Jade racing team in the Junior X30 category in the Wera British Kart Championships. Oliver, how are we?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm not too bad. Thank you very much for asking. So whereabouts are you in the world today? Because obviously I suspect you're quite busy at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm actually at Silverstone today. We've been going around the I-Zone just to get some practice in for the Richard Mealy shootout thing that's popped up recently. Very fortunate to be selected. It's 1 in 12 drivers all around the world. So, yeah, really lucky to get selected for that. It's going to be held in Navarra, Spain, and it's a 3-day, with this first day being seat fitting and introduction. Second day is going to be media, mental, and physical tests. And then the Wednesday will be 5 sessions or 6, and it will be the first 3 sessions will be getting yourself bedded in, and then the next 2, I believe it is, will be the shootout.
Excellent. Well, of course, a little bit more behind that, because of course that could be an entry into the 2022 Spanish F4 season as well, which would be, a huge thing to be a part of, because it is a fantastic championship and they race all over Europe.
Yeah, I know it's an amazing opportunity, and I can't thank Mike Mills from JM. He's just I'm struggling to speak. It's amazing. Like, I can't believe the opportunity I've been given. And I can't thank. There's too many people to thank. It's like the list is endless. I've got so many people for amount of money or help they've given. It's incredible.
I can imagine so. I mean, yeah, because it's like it's the next stepping stone to high-end Formula racing, because it's one of those big things in karting where, you start from a young age, and there's always the stories about, Lewis Hamilton, he raced in this championship, and so did Lando, and so did George, and now for yourself, Oliver, because it is that next stepping stone up, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a career path that can potentially lead on to much bigger things, and I'm looking forward to the way how it's going to go. It could go any way. It might not turn out for the best, but I'm just going to give it everything I can and see what happens.
No, that's brilliant. Well, let's talk a little bit about the season so far. Purely for this season, of course, we've had 4 of the 6 rounds so far, the fifth and sixth round being the last doubleheader at PFI in next week's time. Talk us about the season so far, because, of course, we've been to many circuits throughout the UK. How's it been from your perspective?
Well, at the start of the championship, I didn't have as good luck. Shellington, I DNF'd because I had a mechanical issue, not nor mine or my dad's fault. It's just something that could happen to anyone. But we move on from that. It came to Kimbolton, and we were quick enough in practices, but then it came to qualifying, and unfortunately, I got disqualified due to documentation issues. So I ended up starting last for every heat, and I managed to fight my way through to starting 14th, I believe, for the first final. And then I got through to 4th, but with 10 seconds of penalties, I had to drop back down to 14th again to start the main final. And then, as of all the battling, the tyres were pretty destroyed, so I could only make up 5 or 6 places. But continuing on from there, the next few rounds started to go well. I believe the next round was Lark Hall, and I won both finals at Lark Hall, so I was delighted about that. It's helped bring me back up to the top of the championship, where I'm now in a fighting chance to win. So I'll be looking forward to the last round at PF.
Yeah, definitely so, because, I mean, there's 65 points for each sort of heats finals that you've got. That's 4 opportunities that you've got to gain those points as well, and you're only about 50 points behind, I think, Daniel Ginchard, who's leading the championship at the moment in Junior X30. So it really puts it into perspective about how close it is going to be going into those final 2 rounds at PFI. About PFI as well, we know you're quick around there because you won on track at Kart Masters in the Grand Prix final, but unfortunately due to a penalty, that wasn't the case. But it just shows that you have got the pace around there, doesn't it?
Like the amount of effort that they put in is just uncomparable. They're just absolutely incredible. Scott Allen and Ross Allen, everything they do is just to benefit other people. So I can't thank them enough for what they do. But the car seems to be really good for NPF, and hopefully I can perform as well as I usually would for NPF and see how it goes.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. Let's talk about the team as well. Of course, the Banbury or Edge Hill based team as well, the Jade Racing team. How long have you been a part of them? Because they're a cool team to be a part of, aren't they?
Yes, I came out of Honda Cadets and I debuted into Jade Racing Team in the Junior TKM series in, I believe, at the Super 1 series actually it was at Glanigors. And then that was 2018, I believe. And then 2019, I went into my second season in Junior TKM, and that's when I completed the championship in fourth place after having 3 DNFs with bad luck, but it's just the way it goes. And then now I've moved into Junior X30 in 2021, and the team have just nailed it this year. You know, they're really, really great, and everything they do is, as I said already, for other people. So without them, I wouldn't be where I am in the championship.
Do they push you a lot in the tent at the paddocks? You know, because I see it whenever I walk around there the paddock and I see all the drivers doing like the reaction test with like tennis balls. Are they quite good with doing things like that with you as well?
Well, they're more focused on the way that we're driving. You know, they're not too like aggressive, and they're not too, you know, shouty, but they're willing to tell you when you're not doing something wrong. You know, and they're brilliant like that. You know, they never get too excited when you do well, and then they're also never too low when you don't. So you're always there at like a level where you can continue doing the way you are.
Yeah, that's really nice. It kind of brings you a nice balance of things, doesn't it, in racing? Because it is one of the one things that, you know, even though, you know, we talk about it, you know, there are a lot of drivers who are a fairly young age. I mean, yourself, you're only 14 years of age, so, you know, still fairly young. And like I say, with all that, you know, stress of karting and championships and a potential, you know, the drives in the Formula 4 cars as well, there's a lot probably going through your mind at the moment. What do you do to help keep in track and on focus?
Well, there's also that, and I've also got schoolwork, so
Well,
it's really hard to do all of them. So you know, there's a lot to concentrate on, but I just take my time to do each individual bit when I'm racing at a weekend. I'm starting from now because I've had so much homework over the past few weeks. I'm going to start doing homework over race weekends, you know, in between practices, because unfortunately I just don't have enough time to do it during the weeks, because like there's homework for the weeks and then homework over the weekend, so there's a lot to do, you know. But with the shootout, I've had, I think, only 2 free weekends. So every weekend that I've got, and even after I come home from school, I'm going out for runs. Like I run nearly every day, and also boxing training. You know, that's keeping me in shape. And I can't thank Highland Boxing Academy enough. You know, the stuff that they do as well. Without them, I wouldn't be in shape. You know, it's amazing what they do. So, you know, it's just a balance of all these things that they're helping me concentrate. You know, I believe that I trust that you know they're willing to put in all the effort, and they've never let me down, and nor has my dad and my mum. You know, the effort that they put into getting sponsorship and things like that, it's incredible. So, you know, I've just got to deliver and see how it goes.
It is always a nice thing, isn't it? Because motorsport, people don't realise that it is a team sport, and it does take a lot of effort from a lot of people, you know, to make a dream come true. And it just sounds like you've got it, you know, you've got it all there that you need, and it is helping you push your career along, which is absolutely fantastic to see. And when you say you're doing your schoolwork as well in the paddocks in between practice sessions, you've got a good excuse not to bring it in. You just say, "Oh, sorry, a cart ran over it," or something like that. So you've got a good excuse for not bringing it in on time.
Well, yeah, the school are great to me. You know, they give me the time off when I need it, because obviously we live up in the north of Scotland, so we've got a lot of travelling to do. So I like to, you know, keep up with my schoolwork, and without the teachers giving me the benefit of the doubt and everything, then I wouldn't be able to do what I do. So I give them back what they give me, and yeah, make sure my homework's always on time.
Good. That's a good answer. That is. I was never that well behaved at school. Hopefully, none of my teachers are watching this. But yeah, no, that is a great feeling, isn't it? So it's the support from everyone that you've got, and like I say, when you get home after a time off, when is your main sort of time off? Because it honestly sounds like you're flat out nearly all day, every day at the moment.
Well, a weekend between a race weekend, which is very, very uncommon, so I don't really get much time off. I mean, especially in these next few weeks, it's just going to be absolutely manic, you know, with the British Championship and then straight into the shootout. And then the next week's going to be the World Finals, so, you know, there's absolutely no time. And, you know, I've got to even try and do schoolwork whilst I'm away at these countries, and it's just going to be like, it's going to be really hard, but I'll just make sure I can do what I can do, you know.
No, definitely. And of course, I'm sure you're a good inspiration as well to some of the younger drivers, like the cadet drivers who are coming up in the ranks, you know, looking up at the juniors and the seniors, being how and they're progressing and seeing their story as well, which is also brilliant as well. You know, we spoke to Leon the other day, and we were talking about what sort of advice would you have to any younger, you know, cadet drivers coming up to your level. What would you say to them, saying this is what is a good thing to do and a good achievement as well?
Well, I would just make sure that you're putting in everything you can, and that's all you can do. You know, it's just you just believe in yourself, and as much as you do is the best you can do, and you can all you do, you can get there, you can get to the top. So if you continue doing what you're doing and you're doing well, putting in the effort, then I can't see why you can't get up to the top groups and top stages of motorsport.
Excellent stuff. Well, Oliver, thank you very much for taking your time to talk to us. I know obviously you're incredibly busy, and yeah, you have been very gracious to give us about 20 minutes of your time. Best of luck, of course, for the coming weekends. I'll see you at PO5 for the Wera British Kart Championships, and best of luck for your shootout role as well.
Okay, yes, thank you very much.